In every page of the Quran, Allah not only speaks to our intellect and actions, but also to our inner world, our emotions. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, we send down the Quran, that which is a healing and a mercy for the believers. وَنُنَزِّلُ مِنَ الْقُرْآنِ مَا هُوَ شِفَاءٌ وَرَحْمَةٌ لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ. This healing addresses the fear you feel in uncertain times, the grief that lingers after a loss, the anger that overwhelms you, and the guilt that quietly eats away at your confidence, and even the shame that seems impossible to shake. These emotions are not ignored in the Quran. Instead, they're named, addressed, and honored. In this series, Feel to Heal, we will explore the Quranic vocabulary of emotions, words like khawf, fear, huzn, grief, diq, distress, farah, joy, and hasad, envy. Each of these emotions appears in specific verses used in deliberate grammatical forms and morphological structures that offer not only theological meaning, but emotional insight. Allah could have chosen any form of these words, but He chose specific words to mirror our human experiences while guiding us towards healing and spiritual growth. Through each episode, we'll unpack how the Quran acknowledges emotional states and offers the believers ways to regulate, reflect, and rise with them. Feel to Heal is about understanding the emotions we carry. Whether grief, fear, anxiety, or joy, they are not signs of weakness, or failure, or a lack of faith. They are essential parts of what makes us human. In fact, our emotional spectrum is acknowledged and validated by the Quran itself. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't ignore our pain, nor does He dismiss our emotional complexity. Instead, He names our emotions with revelation, speaks to them directly, and offers us divine guidance through them. For example, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes the mother of Prophet Musa alayhi salam, He uses the phrase, وَأَصْبَحَ فُؤَادُ أُمِّ مُوسَى فَارِغًا. The heart of Musa's mother became empty, indicating the depth of emotional collapse. Or when Allah mentions diq, tightness, He speaks directly to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. وَلَقَدْ نَعْلَمُ أَنَّكَ يَضِيقُ صَدْرُكَ بِمَا يَقُولُونَ. We certainly know that your chest is distressed by what they say. By exploring how the Quran addresses each emotion through precise word choices, grammatical structures, and contextual revelation, we begin to see that emotional well-being is not separate from spiritual growth. It's a central part of it. And it is through this lens that we begin to feel in order to truly heal. In each episode of the series, we will also provide practical, spiritually grounded methods for navigating the various emotions. Within every emotion explored, we'll draw from the Quran itself to offer tools of healing, regulation, and inner peace. One of the most profound verses on emotional regulations is أَلَا بِذِكْرِ اللَّهِ تَطْمَئِنُّ الْقُلُوبِ. Truly, it is through the remembrance of Allah that hearts find rest. Together we'll explore how dhikr, the remembrance of Allah, serves as a spiritual nourishment and as a means of calming anxiety, anchoring us in grief, uplifting us in joy, and centering us in times of confusion or anger. We'll discuss how specific practices tied to dhikr and emotional self-awareness can help regulate our emotional responses in everyday life. Through this series, our goal isn't just to reflect on emotions, but to transform these lessons into daily, lived realities. Each emotion we explore comes with practical tools grounded in our deen, and one of the most profound ways to anchor these tools is through habit. Whether it's building a daily dhikr routine, reciting a specific dua, or taking one small step in emotional regulation, we invite you to actively track these moments in a habit journal. This simple practice can help turn what we learn into action. And so I encourage you to approach the series with active learning techniques to allow you bi'idhnillah to gain the most out of it. Watch the full series on Maristan's YouTube channel. If this message resonates with you, consider sharing it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you've benefited, Please support the creation of more spiritually and emotionally enriching content through your donations at maristan.org.